Howdy folks, welcome back to Vanilla Mile Arc. Today we are back in our 50-stage series, and today we are having a stormy day in New Hampshire. And I thought what we would do is we would fly from New Hampshire up to the Canadian border, because I didn't realize New Hampshire actually touched Canada. I thought the narrow part cut off by then, but I looked at a map, and sure enough, New Hampshire does touch Canada. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fly to Canada. It's about, I think it's 20-minute flight time to the border. Then we'll turn around and come back. So it won't be too long of a flight, but we're going to do it in stormy weather. I have real world weather turned on, and it's really stormy. So if it's too stormy and not realistic, we will kill the weather and fly without weather. But I want to try it. I think it's 10 knot winds with 16 mile or 16 knot gusts. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can even see anything from the sky. We might not be able to. This is my second attempt at this. My first attempt last night, as soon as we got to the Canadian border, the sim crashed, and I didn't have time to redo it. So we're going to try to redo it now. But that being said, I know where I'm going this time, and I know the name of the lakes. We're going to be going by the Connecticut lakes. There's first Connecticut lake, second, third, and fourth. And the fourth is pretty much on the borders. That's what we're going to do. That's the plan. And we're in the default Cessna, which is quite the opposite from our previous flight in the 727. Good news about the 727, though. A few days ago, I showed my friend the plane, a non-pilot friend. And I had the best landing I've ever had. So hopefully, when I record again with that plane in a few flights from now, I will have another decent landing. So I just want to point that out because I haven't been having a very good time with that airplane. But when I was showing my friend, it was perfect. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was sweating bullets. And it was in weather worse than this, too. I had weather turned on, super fogged in, and I landed, and it was great. So, but that's not what we're doing today. But I wanted to share that since I didn't get it recorded. What we're doing today, default Cessna, quick little flight in the storm. Probably wouldn't want to fly in real life right now, but we're going to give this a shot. And like I said, if it goes crazy, then we'll just turn the weather off. I wanted to try, so let's hop inside, I guess, and get this thing fired up. It's not terribly difficult, although I did make a checklist for myself. Let's close the doors like so. And I'll show you the map where we're going in a moment. Let's get some stuff going here. So parking brake is set. Reset the controls because my yoke does some weird stuff. Where's my deal? There it is. And we gotta get the bobblehead out. The awesome bobblehead. There we go. Let's get him out of there. And what else? Weight and fuel. That is simple enough. You could go up here in this airplane to do it. Let's do it won't be an hour 45 minutes, but let's do that just in case. Midday flight, stormy weather. All right, here we go. Oh, I should say where we are. We are in Errol, New Hampshire. Kilo, Echo, Romeo. The northernmost airport I could find in New Hampshire. And we're going to do an out and back flight. We don't do those too often. Usually go from point A to point B, but today it's going to be out and back. The Canadian border. Let's see, fuel selector is already on both. You can change it, but it's already on both, so we'll just keep it on both. And fuel shut off close. That's it right there. It is. All right, here we go. Battery and alternator on. I think they come on together. There we go. And what is next? Fuel pump on, which is right there. And mixture to rich. There we go. Throttle's up, quarter way. Confirm the avionics are off. And start the engine. Clear prop, everybody. Although if you're outside right now, you're kind of crazy. I think I click and hold on this one. Yes, we do. There we go. Very nice. Sync the gyros. Yes, I understand. They're spun around quite a bit, actually. Which way are we facing? We're facing east. Yes, we are. Lean the mixture. And throttles back a little bit. Mixture lean. There we go. Avionics can come on now. And flight plan, which is going to be very simple. We're just going to put in the airport, which is already there because I started. Oh, it didn't. Oh, look at that. Didn't even save anything from when it crashed. Interesting. Let's delete that. There we go. And I think if we come out and come back in, puts us back in. There we go. So what we'll do, we'll leave it like that. When we go out and then turn around, we'll just go direct to airport. And then if I can do a straight in landing, we will. Otherwise, if we have to circle and land, we will. We'll see how it goes. CDI GPS. That way on the way back. On the way out, I'll use heading bug on autopilot, just so we can sightsee, because it's very difficult to fly when we're sightseeing. And then on the way back, we'll use GPS to go straight back. All right, radios, nope. Weather, yes. So let's bring up the map. And we're going to take it for runway 33, by the way, because winds should be or runway 15, sorry, because winds are 170. 3025. Can I do this from here? 4325 is like that, right where the needle is. Oh boy, so there's gonna be clouds because we were gonna fly at 5,500 feet. VFR, but we're gonna be in the clouds. We might have to adjust a few things so that we can fly. Like I said, in real life, we would not be flying this right now in real life. But this is the flight that's next on the list. I don't want to wait. So if we have to turn off weather, we will. Okay, let's see. Let's get that set and let's see what is next. Alright, looks like taxi lights can come on now. Let's have that again. Taxi lights, where are you? I forgot some other lights, I think. Didn't I? Where are they? I thought they were on here. Maybe not. Yes, I did. And that's what I get when I have a checklist I try to read in my pitch black studio. What I mentioned before, it's totally dark in my studio when I read. So I'm using my monitor lights to read my checklist. Alright, flaps down a notch. Confirming mixture, begin taxi. Let's use our taxi view. Take off parking brake and let's just taxi out a very short distance to the end of this gravel runway. And the windsock is going to the left, which means we'll be taking off pretty much into the wind. A little bit of crosswind from the right, because we'll be at 150 degrees and the wind is 170. Let's just get going. Here we go. A little bit more. Oh, don't crash. No, don't crash on me there, Sim. Alright, here we go. There we go. And let's set the parking brake. Don't stall on me here. What is next? Landing lights can come on now. And nav lights can come on. Trim is already set. Confirm the flaps. Confirm the fuel pump is on. Pitot heat can come on. Set heading bug. Oh, go up, come back. Just in case I screw up autopilot or something, it'll go runway heading. Start the clock, which is like this. There we go. And mixture rich. And my checklist now says go. So we're going to climb, flaps up, burn the fuel pump off, and landing lights off. We're going to keep landing lights on the whole time. We'll turn fuel pump off once we get it up a little bit. And 2,700, 22 to 2,700 for the RPMs. So here we go. Parking brake is off, throttle's full, and we'll pretty much keep the throttles full the whole time because you can see we're only at 23 now. So, alright, and we should lift off pretty much on its own without any effort. And there we go. Just like I said it would. Flaps coming in. Step on the brakes to keep the wheels from spinning. Alright, and we will take off this direction and climb a little bit before we turn to the north because we got some terrain to worry about, and it is very, very windy and turbulent already. Wow. So what we're going to do is we're going to look outside quickly while we can. Not too bad of a storm. There's a lake there. I don't know what that lake is called though. And I think we can go right through here and we'll start going towards the north. You might not be able to see a whole lot, and technically we're supposed to be VFR, but we're going to have to kind of break the rules a little bit here because this is not VFR condition whatsoever. I think I have a wing view, backseat view. Yes, we do. Alright, so not a whole lot to say in terms of the airplane other than just flying now, looking around and pointing things out. And yeah, we're not going to be able to see the lakes like I wanted to. We were going to look at all these lakes and things, but with this weather we're not going to be able to see anything. So what I might do is I might turn weather off, not to mention we're getting blown everywhere here. the gusts are really taking over. Although, I mean, this is kind of fun to fly in, but this is supposed to be a sightseeing flight. Even though the ominous look with the clouds and the mountains is, you know, sightseeing in its own way. Let's just fly this a little bit. Maybe I will do something with the weather, but I really want to get autopilot going because I'm having a very, very difficult time controlling this. So let's spin this thing around. There we go. And go pretty much north there. And we're at 3,000 feet. I wanted to fly 5,500 so we can clear the train. Let's turn on autopilot and hit heading. I think what I'll do is I'll hit Alt, but I'll do vertical speed. There you go. Vertical speed 600 feet per minute. Boom. And we're on autopilot just like that. So let's come down here. So what he did, turn on autopilot, hit heading for the heading bug. Vertical speed 600. Then on the way back, we'll go direct to the airport and hit nav because it's set to GPS. That's what we'll do on the way back. So we're at 3,500 when we get to about, well, maybe we won't make it to 55 if you want to see stuff. I think we'll stop at 4 grand. Yeah, I think we'll stop at 4 grand. So what I'll do at 4 grand is I'll hit Alt. And then it should hold us right at the altitude at 4 grand. So let's look outside a little bit more. That looks awesome. Take a bunch of screenshots now while we can. And just have a look around. So normally, if it were clear, well, we wouldn't quite see it yet, but we'd see a bunch of lakes in front of us. Well, let's get it all set, and then I'll pull up the map and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. And then we'll get set for cruise. So, where are we? Let's actually go like this. We can do both at once. We're at 39 and almost at 4 grand right about now. There we go. That'll hold us at 4 grand. It'll speed us up. Now for cruise, landing lights come off. We're going to keep them off. On, I'm sorry. They're supposed to be the checklist. Fuel pump off. Landing lights off, but we're going to keep them on. Pytaki will keep on right now. And what else are we going to do? We're going to keep everything else the same. We will bring back the throttle a little bit. Keep it less. It says between 22 and 27 is what I've written down, depending what you want to do. So let's keep it like 26, just out of that red. There we go, like so. And we're booking right along, only 5 minutes in the flight. And I think we're going to clear the train. Keep in mind, if this were real life, this would be an IFR flight, and we have a flight plan with our altitudes and everything determined for us. But we're going to make do with what we can. I kind of like how ominous this is. I just realized I probably won't be able to find the airport on the way back. Because it's a steep approach because it's in the mountain valleys. Or the valleys. So we might have to raise these clouds to land, since we don't have any instruments to help us land. We'll fly over the airport with GPS, but we won't have any instruments to help us land. So we'll pull up the map super fast, and this is what I was talking about. So I'm actually not sure what that lake is. I apologize, I don't know what that lake is either. But if we come up here, and actually we're going to adjust our heading bug a little bit because we want to aim this direction. So let's use our heading bug this way. Let's go like this for now. There we go. Except there's train. Oh dear. This isn't very realistic. Well, it's realistic. It's just stupidly realistic. Like, you know, it wouldn't be very bright. You want to stay about 1,000 feet above your train because otherwise the wind around these mountains would be making you do crazy things. So let's come down here. Let's climb another 500 feet per minute or so, and then we'll check in a minute. There we go. Okay. Let's back to the map. So this is Lake Francis. This is First Connecticut Lake. This is Second Connecticut Lake. This is Third Connecticut Lake. And this little one is Fourth Connecticut Lake. And there's a mountain ridge right about here. And this mountain ridge is the Canadian border. And then you know if you pass the Canadian border because you see the highways come like this. And that's in Canada. So we're going to fly to about here. We'll make a U-turn and fly straight back. So maybe what we'll do on the way out. Oh, I got to adjust this back now. On the way out is use weather. And then on the way back, clear the skies up, maybe. That way we get the best of both worlds, because we're just going to see IMC now for whatever, and maybe run into the side of the mountain, who knows. Anyway, we're going to aim the airplane using the heading bug for this, because we have no instruments. This is supposed to be a VFR flight. I'm just using instruments, or autopilot and the map, so we can do some sightseeing. So, yeah, we're still pretty close to that train, aren't we? We're going to risk it. What are we at? Yeah, we'll have to go to 5,000. When I did my flight last night before the sim crashed, I was at 5,500 and I was way above the train. So let's compromise and do 5 grand. That way we can maybe see something. Otherwise, I have nothing else to say. So we are just gonna have some sightseeing. I'm gonna slow down the autopilot or hold altitude at 5 grand. Do some sightseeing. Keep an eye on my map. When we get to Canada, I will jump back into narration. And if you do see the lakes on the way out there, it's Francis, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Connecticut lakes, which we will see on the way back because we will clear the weather. So here we go. Enjoy the scary sights and be glad this isn't real life. I'm going to hit Alt in about 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. There we go. And sightseeing. I'll catch you at the Canadian border. Well, we're not at the Canadian border, but all of a sudden, the sky's cleared up. It's still cloudy a little bit above us, but I did not turn off weather. I just wanted to point that out. So we're just going to enjoy this now, I guess. Oh, look at that. That's what storms look like with SkyMaxx Pro. That's pretty awesome. So storm's behind us, and storm over there. So maybe the clouds will come back in. I don't know, but let's just quickly enjoy this. There's Lake Francis. There's 1st Connecticut Lake. I don't think you can see the second one yet. Yes, you can, right off the prop. And then 3rd and 4th. Nope, that's right. So yeah, Francis, 1st Connecticut, 2nd Connecticut off the prop. 3rd you can't see yet, and then 4th you won't be able to see till we turn around. Otherwise, anyway, back to sightseeing. Sorry for the interruption. I just wanted to point out I did not... Oh, never mind. Well, we're back in the clouds. So we're going to continue as promised in the storms to the border. We'll clear up weather. I'll catch you in a little bit. Well, we're about to cross over the Canadian border, and it looks like we're going to be leaving the storms behind, which is a really cool shot. I can see the storms going into the mountains, into the valleys, but then it's clear where we are. I'm assuming it's going to update, and we're going to get new storms again. But quickly, while we can, this ridge you see here, right above the prop, that is the Canadian border. That is the 3rd Connecticut Lake. The 4th is right... Well, you can't really see it because it's behind a hill. But there's another teeny tiny lake over there. Maybe it's up here a little bit. Oh, there it is. So, no, that's not it. This is Canada. That is Canada. The 4th is over here somewhere. There it is, right there. That is the 4th Connecticut Lake. 3rd, 4th. This ridge is the Canadian border. And then this is into Canada. So we're going to cross the ridge to cross into Canada. We're going to turn around. I'm actually going to turn around by hand, because I'm afraid of the sim crashing again, because my autopilot did a weird thing back there, and it did the exact same thing in the exact same spot last time, and then as I was turning around with autopilot, that's when my sim crashed right about here, and I'm worried about it being an autopilot bug. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm worried. So I'm going to do a manual turnaround by hand, but we're crossing the Canadian border right now, so let's get a good view of it here from our seat. So that little pond in the middle of your screen is a 4th Connecticut Lake. And we're crossing over the Canadian border right now as we speak. That road you see is in Canada. So boom, we are now in Canada. Let's have one final look back into the United States. Back at that storm. That is so cool. How's that? Why is it doing that? Like, that is a perfect storm line back there, but it's clear here? I don't think the weather engine is that good. I think it just hasn't updated for where we are yet. Because I don't think it knows, hey, there's a storm ending way back there. Not sure. Not complaining. That's absolutely amazing. That is just so cool. Taking a bunch of screenshots while I can, because now we're way into Canadian airspace. Let's hop inside. Let's kill autopilot. Actually, let's do a few things. We'll just go back in more to Canada. Let's do flight plan. And let's hit this. And let's go direct there. And that'll bring us with a line. Should give us a line going back. There, yeah, that's there. And then what we'll do, we'll turn around. And then we will re-engage autopilot. But we will use... See, it did update. See, that's what I thought. My theory was correct. It just didn't update yet. We will use autopilot GPS. So I'm actually quickly going to turn this weather off. So we have clear skies coming back. Let me do that super fast. All right, there we go. And the barometer changed and everything. And my everything changed. So let's turn around all the way. Let's put our heading bug on south here so that I can see what I'm aiming for. There you go, more or less like that. Looking out the windows, crossing over Canada, and back we go. There we go. You see some of the lakes off in the distance. There we go. The third lake, the second lake, and we will just go out like this for right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to undo autopilot. We're going to engage, undo alt. We're going to do autopilot, GPS. Well, yeah, nav. And then set to GPS. Oh, it's actually going to fly us left to the line because that's where we engaged it. That's really funny. Let's redo that. Let's go direct now. There we go. Now it's going to turn us back to the right. 14 minutes out, it says. I'm going to let this come down a little bit, down to 5,000 again. So let's do vertical and go let's do minus 400 feet per minute. And then when it gets down to 5,000, we'll engage altitude hold. Otherwise, there we go. Too early for an approach checklist. It's pretty much just know where you're going. And then manage flaps and then fuel pump. So let's see, anything else I need to say? Not really, but I'll stick with you here until I re-engage altitude hold. We're about ready to cross back into the United States, though. There's that ridge. Let's look outside super fast. Oh, yeah, we are in the United States now, just as I said it. There you go. The fourth lake, third lake, second lake is up there, right there. First lake is right there, and Lake Francis, you can see them all. Now it's just a matter of finding the airport. Well, we'll use GPS for the airport, but it's a matter of approaching and landing. And there is $5,000 right there. So now let's calculate our descent, and that'll get you back to sightseeing. So the airport altitude is what? Where is our airport altitude here? Zoom in enough to see it. It is 1245. Oh yeah, I can switch this back to 2992 now because let's see, 2992, and autopilot's going crazy, of course. There we go, 2992. Okay. Of course, it wouldn't call because it turned off. So 1245. So let's say 1,200 feet. All right, and we're at 5,000. So we need to come down 3,800 feet. So if we come down 500 feet per minute, that's 6 minutes, 7 minutes or so. So when this gets down to about 8 minutes, we'll start coming down at 500 feet per minute. Use the autopilot, and that's how we will manage that. So we do a little bit of sightseeing, and then when this gets to 7.5, 8 minutes, I'll jump back in and we'll set autopilot. I'll catch you in a couple minutes. Alright, here we go. We are going to start descending. Well, they've said 500 feet per minute. And let's zoom this thing in a little bit here, because we're going to need it soon enough. So, approach briefing, avoid the mountains. We are probably going to have to S-curve around the mountains and break free from GPS, because GPS, of course, is going to go literally straight there, and I don't think we can go straight there, because if we're low enough to approach, we're going to be below the surrounding terrain. So it's going to be interesting and difficult to find this thing, so we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, fuel pump on, 1,000 feet above ground level, 99 lights already on. We already got the barometer set. Flaps 10 at 110, flaps 30 at 85. Short fuel landing, which we're going to do. Full flaps. Short landing, 60 to 64 knots. Good luck with that. In other words, land, don't bounce, don't crash. That's what that means. All right, so let's see. If we're coming down, we have to come down more steeply, or we're ahead of schedule in terms of our descent. All I have to do is slow us down laterally, and then we have more time to descend vertically. We're 15 miles out, or 15 knots out, and pull up the map on our iPads on our lap here. And actually, you know what? That shouldn't be so bad, because we're going to come in. It's going to bring us in over this, but if we aim for that water, we should be able to aim for either of the water. Even if we aim for one water and the other and connect it, we can circle. We have room to circle land here, so we will be fine. It's not going to be as scary as I thought, but we definitely want this ready to go. So we're all caught up with our approach. I am just going to manage this and manage the terrain, because as you can see, we are going to nail that mountain right in front of us. Guaranteed. I think what we need to do is stop descending so much, and I don't know, after this, come down steeply, or maybe route through here. What if I do that? What if I go to the left? Okay, yeah, see if I go through the left. Alright, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the heading bug. And we are going to take advantage of this map that we have on our laps. Again, if this were real life, this would be like an iPad on our laps with a map with real time. So this is not cheating. I know people used to say that's cheating. And 15 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe this would be cheating. Although you would have a paper VFR map on your lap back then. So what's the difference? Have a map on your lap, either paper or iPad, or just pull up the sim map. Right? Same exact thing. So I don't think this is cheating whatsoever, because we would have these tools with us in real life anyway. So we're going to use the heading bug to navigate, use the map to help us navigate. We're just going to take this valley in. It's going to add like 10 minutes or 5, maybe 7 minutes of flight time, but that is okay. We're not in a hurry. We just want to be safe. So I'm going to use that to my advantage. Let's start coming down a little more now that we can, because we're at 4,900 feet. We got to get down to 1,200. So I'll manage our descent rate. I'm going to manage this map and use a heading bug to get around. And I'll catch you when it's time to talk about something exciting. Alright, we're going to be approaching the airfield very quickly, so let's start slowing down. In fact, let's kill autopilot entirely, and let's manage all this ourselves. So the airport is right in front of us, past that second, well, I guess third lake. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And we're only 4.5 miles out. And we have to come down just over 1,000 feet. And it's time to manage this. So let's get our fuel pump on, landing lights on, everything is on, everything's good to go. It's just a matter of finding the airport and landing on it. I think I see it out there. I think, but I don't know the area that well. That being said, I am quite pleased with my navigation through this terrain because we're obviously well below the terrain. So I'm quite happy how that worked out. But let's slow down so we can come in low and slow and see if we can just land on this thing without having to worry about circling too much. How cool is this? Wow. Super awesome. I really want to sightsee, but we all know how terribly things go when I sightsee, and we know how well they go when I don't. So let's just have our last few looks around here. If you can pause the video and watch it again if you want to see it again, but it is time to fly this plane. Like I said, I think that's the airport right there. Yes, it is. So I think if we do this right, we can just make a very sharp final to the left. And it'll be a really short final, but that's okay. And it's a decent sized runway. We have plenty of room to land, but it'd be nice if I could just short field and stop. Yeah, that's definitely the runway right there. Don't even need the map. So all that stuff I said about the map and justifying it, I don't even need it. But it's still justified to use it. Alright, there we go. I did not realize this area is so beautiful. I think I say that in pretty much every video, don't I? I didn't realize how beautiful an area was going to be. Alright, let's slow this thing down so we can start getting flaps out. Alright, here we go. First set of flaps. And second set of flaps. And it's going to float. And we got to have a lot of fuel to keep it going. We do not want to drop below 60 knots. If we can help it. I know the white arc goes slower, but we don't want to if we can help it. Alright, here we go. We'll wait till final for full flaps. And it is going to be a short final. And I really want to look around. I really want to do my quick look around like I always do, and then we always have a bad approach. So we had our sightseeing chance. We are just going to do this. Here we go. Bring that nose down, even though you usually want to do nose for speed and throttle for descent. I'm doing kind of both right now. So I'm bringing back throttle so I descend, but I'm also bringing the nose down. Alright, here we go. Full flaps, steep descent. Oh, that's really going to float. Here we go. Now I'm nose down for speed, which is also going to bring us down because they have throttles all the way back. So we are going to get a little bit of throttle engaged just until we're about to touch down. We're going to have a steep descent, kind of a flare, but they don't really call it a flare in a Cessna. We're going to start the flare, throttles back, hold off as long as we can. There we're down, but the nose wheel is up on purpose. I'm keeping it up on purpose so we don't slam. There we go, nose wheel down, gently. And we're not going to use brakes, we're just going to roll it out. So what I was doing is, because it's dirt, I kept my yoke all the way back. And I just let the nose come down on its own as we slow down. So that was intentional, that we were popping a wheelie there. That was totally on purpose. And it put itself down gently. And we landed safely. So let's come out here, get out of the way. Flaps are already up all the way. Let's stop like this. There we go. Set the parking brake. Stop the clock. What is that? 34-minute flight time. Now, had we had a real taxiway, I would have turned on the taxi lights and turned off the landing lights, but we didn't. So we just skedaddled off of there. Turn off navigation now. I can't see that far. Let me zoom in. Nav lights come off. Yeah, fuel pump come off. Come on, I said come off. Pitot heat can come off. You should turn avionics off so you don't damage anything. And everything will turn off now. There we go. And turn that to off. We don't need these now because we're not even running. Turn all that off. We can turn that off. And put Mr. Austin away. There we go. Those can come back in and doors can open. And we made it. Obviously the sim didn't crash because you're watching this. Yay, good. So welcome to New Hampshire from New Hampshire. Actually, welcome to Canada and back. What beautiful, beautiful scenery we have. And now we can see it in the daytime. Or without weather anyway. With clouds. Without clouds, because it was stormy when we started. Alright, let's do our nice circle. Here we go. Slow circle spin. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I certainly did. It was shorter than I thought it would be, which is always kind of nice sometimes, especially after the big 727 flights. But hope you enjoyed it. I try to keep it as realistic as possible. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for continuing support. If you found by accident, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. I do take flight suggestions, so drop them in the comments, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. We're going to do a few more legs of the 50-state series, though. We got 29 legs left, so we got to get cracking. It's a nice series, but it's not supposed to last forever. So we're going to do a few more of those, and then I have a few sub-requests planned, and I'll get to my new sub-requests. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. What a beautiful, beautiful landscape. Where are we going next? New Jersey. We're going to do a Philly flyby via New Jersey. So, looking forward to seeing you, and I'll catch you on the next one.